Welcome to Top Agent Achievers. Are you ready to hear the success stories and strategies that have propelled agents to the top? Join us as we meet with top producing agents and industry experts to unlock the secrets to real estate success. Meet your host, Ramsey Faraj, a seasoned expert with 3 decades of experience in helping agents achieve more. Let's reach new heights together. See you at the top.
Hey, this is Ramsey Faraj. Welcome again to Top Agent Achievers. Today we're going to talk about how to create a referral explosion in your business. Now, these are true principles that top agents are using to get more referrals and close more business. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Let's get going and just super excited today. Let's check it out. So, how do you create a referral explosion? Let's talk about a few things. First of all, nothing ever will happen if you don't take action. I know that's the biggest obvious statement ever, right? But believe me, I've been talking to agents and working on my own marketing, my own business for 30 years now. And this is the number one issue people have, is that everyone's so excited to watch podcasts and videos and listen to things and go to trainings and go to conferences, but then no one ever does anything different, and then nothing ever changes. The people who succeed, the only difference is they take action. So that's why I want to make sure that I really mentioned in the beginning is you have to take action if you want anything to change. So one cool little helpful thing is to remind yourself. There's a great book called The 7 Levels of Communication by Michael Maher. A lot of the class I'm teaching today is based on that book. I highly recommend you check out that book. I don't make any money from the book or from their organization, but it is awesome. Okay. And he talks about wearing a bracelet, or he sells them even, and it says, "I do it now" on the bracelet, right? And it's to remind yourself to do things and take action. He even says, hey, 3 times a day, say it 49 times. I do it now. I do it now. I do it now. I do it now. Right. And you reprogram your brain to take action. So next time you're procrastinating, was anyone ever procrastinated? I mean, I don't know. Let me think about before I answer it for a while. I'm gonna put it off for a while. Obviously I'm kidding. But yeah, we all procrastinate, right? So again, this is a great little thing to have a reminder. Maybe put a post-it note on your laptop or your computer. I do it now. Go get the bracelet. Just Google it. You can find where to get the I Do It Now bracelets. And again, I really recommend that. So you reprogram your brain to take action. There's a great book by Brian Tracy I also recommend called Eat That Frog. It talks about the ways to stop procrastinating. So I would encourage you guys to check that book out as well. And here's the main thing, though, I want to start with. In order to truly live, you need to remember that you are going to do something. You are going to die, right? I like to start on a real positive note on my podcast. You're going to die, right? We're all going to die. I mean, it kind of sucks, but it's true, right? So, a couple of years ago, I even had a scare. Those of you looking at the video, you're seeing a really scary looking version of me right now in a photo of me in the hospital. I had COVID. I was at an 80% oxygen support. I didn't think I was going to leave that hospital room a couple of years ago. And that's scary, but it also makes you think about life in a different way. See, don't wait for a life-changing event to change your life, right? Unless today's that thing. You have to go out there and just change your life now. Don't wait till you're on your deathbed. It might be too late. I might not have ever left that room, but I did, thank God. And I'm here today, and I'm super excited about it because nothing can get me down now, right? Because I'm breathing, I'm walking, I'm able to talk to you guys today. So, we're all going to die. So think about, if there were only 12 words on your tombstone, what would you want them to be? Who would you want at your funeral? What would you want them to say about you? What kind of legacy would you want to leave? See, what you want said at your funeral has everything to do with how you do your business and live your life today. Because that's what creates your legacy, right? Procrastinating and watching Netflix and doing nothing is not going to do anything to impress people or leave a legacy or something you're proud of or really to live. All right. So your business should be a vehicle for helping you live a legacy, live a life that leaves a legacy for your children and for people to look to. All right. So you have to really think about that. There's this awesome thing called the daffodil principle. And basically, one woman planted 50,000 daffodil bulbs, right? If I planted them, they'd all die. I can't ever grow a single plant to save my life, but that's another story. But this is not a podcast about growing anything, right? But one bulb at a time. And, I would imagine the first 5 or 10, no big deal, right? Didn't look anything spectacular. But over her life, Day by day, she created something magnificent. In fact, people to this day are going and they go look at these daffodil fields. Actually, they had to close people being able to go look because there were so many people it was causing a problem, right? So we need to stop waiting. Stop waiting until your car or home is paid off, until you get a new car or home, until your kids leave home, until you go back into the school, until you lose 10 pounds, until you're married, until you're divorced, until you have kids, until the kids go to school, until you retire. We're always waiting for something. The timing to be right. Listen, the timing has never been better than right now. So we need to take action now, right? There's no better time than now. See, you need to work like you don't need money. You need to actually go love life, live life. Don't be afraid that your life will end. Be afraid that will never begin. Most of us are so self-conscious, right? Dance like no one's watching, live like no one's watching, because you know what? The reality is taking action, putting yourself out there is what makes life worth living. And that's how you're going to get more referrals. And I'm going to go over that more. So here's the thing. It's all about giving. If you want to get more, you have to give more. The more you give, the more you get, right? You want to give your thoughts. Think of people in your community and let them know, right? Hey, I was just thinking about you. So in other words, reach out to people, let them know, hey, I was thinking about you, right? Talk, speak highly of others in person, events, social media, praise people. The more praise you give out there, the more it's going to come back to you because you're putting positive energy out there and lifting other people up. Talent, help others with any talent you have. Maybe it's not in real estate or business, maybe it's something else, but help others with your talents. Treasure, give money, hire people in your sphere, support a cause people are promoting, give them a gift, right? Give them a life-changing book, spread your light out there and it will come back tenfold. Start connecting people in your sphere. Start connecting people in your sphere. Find out, what do people do that you're connected to? A great thing to even try to do is go on social media, go on Facebook, say, hey, I want to know what does everyone do for a living? Put it in this Facebook post. And that way you can see what people do and start to see who you can connect with each other, who you can start referring, who you can start to get into your sphere of your preferred professionals that you hand out to other people. And now you're doing that with the people you care the most about. Hope that makes sense. Teach, expand your wisdom. We all have knowledge and experience, right? Teach other people. And again, it's going to come back tenfold. This is how you get more business, how you get more referrals, by these 7 things. And spend your time. Spend time focused on helping people, on phone calls, on handwritten notes. We're going to get in more detail on that next. How do you get referrals from your database? Well, here's the bottom line, guys, as far as your database. The average person knows 150 people. Well, in our estimates, the average person moves once every 5 years. This is math. I know I said there'd be no math, but I lied. All right, but I'm going to do it for you. So that means 30 people will be moving each year. If they buy and sell, that's 60 transactions. Each person you know also knows 150 people. So 150 times 150 is 22,500 in your community. If 20% of them are moving each year, that's potentially 4,500 people who are moving. If they're buying and selling, that's 9,000 potential transactions. So people say there's not enough business out there. There is an ocean of business. We have to have a mentality of that there's a ton of business out there. It's just maybe they're not doing business with you because you're not doing the right things. And we're going to get into that a little bit more. Now, some people might say, well, I don't really know who even to talk to. Who am I going to call? Who am I going to spend time with? Who am I going to help? Well, I have a memory jogger that I would be love to share with you guys. If you guys just leave a comment or a review of the podcast and then text me at 248-613-9044, I'll send you the memory jogger for free and send it to you so you can start to really get your list together, who's in your sphere. Another great way to meet more people, to get more referrals, is meetup.com. These are actual, God forbid people meet in person right nowadays. Everything's virtual, but in-person meetings, and they're going on right now. There's dinner clubs, lunch clubs, investment clubs, real estate clubs. So you start going to these clubs, you're going to meet more people. Better yet, even eventually start your own club. Now you're the head person. You're in charge of that club, and you're going to get a lot of joy out of it, number one, and you're going to be with like-minded people, and those people are going to know you're in real estate, and you're going to do some business, and you're going to help connect people that way too. The other thing I want you to think about is, let's say that there was an event in town. Maybe it was Tony Robbins. Maybe it was Grant Cardone. And let's say you got, there was an ad in the paper. Are there papers anymore? Does anyone have a newspaper? Let's say it's an ad in the paper and it says this event's going. Are you guys going to show up? I wouldn't. So probably not, right? Maybe you're driving on the road, a huge billboard for the same event. You might be, well, it's a coincidence, but I'm not going to go. right? Maybe there's a postcard in the mail. This is getting a little crazy right now. Another postcard. Maybe someone might get convinced, but most people still aren't going to go. How about an email? You get an email invitation for the event. Okay. Probably not. It probably goes in your spam folder anyways. But then you get a handwritten note and it's from Tony Robbins. It's in blue ink. You use some water, it smudges, it's real ink. You actually hire a professional handwriting and analyst. Are those people, do they exist? I think they exist, right? And they say, hey, no, that really is his writing. He wrote you that note. Now that might move the needle, right? I might be like, hey, man, I better go to this event. This guy really wants me there, right? Well, let's say I'm still stubborn. I'm like, I'm not going. The phone rings. It's Tony Robbins on the phone. Hey, Ramsey, I only have a quick minute. I've heard great things about you. I have this event. I really want you there. Can I count on you? I'm probably going. I'm not going to lie. Now, some people might say I'm still not going. Okay. Well, imagine you're sitting at your office and a limo pulls up front. Actually, forget the limo. A helicopter lands right in your parking lot. Everyone's like, what's going on? Hey, Tony Robbins is here for you. And he's just, I had just had a minute. I'm on my way to some conference, but I really want you at my event. Can you be there? I think everyone's going, right? And what's the point of all that? The point of all that is what caused people to want to go. It wasn't the emails and postcards. It was the personal touch, handwritten notes, the personal phone call, the personal meeting. That's where we need to spend most of our time if we want more referrals. But what we do instead is we say, oh, I sent emails out. I did my marketing. I did my outreach. I sent out a postcard. I'm done. But those things are not the most effective things to do. It's picking up the phone, it's meeting people in person, it's handwritten notes. Those are the three things that will move the needle and get you guys more business. All right, I hope that makes sense. And the bottom line is this: if you want 50 referrals over the next 12 months, guess what you need to do? You need to give out 100 referrals over the next 12 months. Be somebody who gives out referrals, connects people in your network, connects people in your sphere. It will come back so much more to you. You will get so many more referrals. But if you focus on just asking people for referrals and take, you're not going to get anything. But if you give, you will get. Hope that makes sense, guys. It's just a proven thing. It works. So in the book 7 Levels, he talks about this whole communication pyramid and how the farther you get up on the pyramid, the more influential it is. You want to be the influential zone, and I already went over it, right? The influential zone is not advertising, direct mail, email. It's handwritten notes, phone calls, events, one-on-one meetings, right? In-person meetings. That's what moves the needles. That's where we need to spend our time. As far as email, a few things I want to throw out there is, a really cool thing to do is to, send video in your email. Also share cool apps like LastPass or Blinkist. If you don't know what those are, just Google them, but you want to find cool things and share them with your sphere. A great email to send out weekly is, hey, what's happening in your city this weekend, right? So it's not all business related. People only buy real estate occasionally. You want to be able to actually send them stuff that are going to keep them engaged in the meantime. It could be life hack tip emails. There's all kinds of ideas. A what's your plan email is a good idea once a year. Hey, what's your plan as far as buying or selling? And again, if you want to see the actual slides, you can go to my YouTube channel, Top Agent Achievers. Or if you leave a review on the podcast, I'll send it to you for free. This whole PowerPoint presentation. All right. So what's the most powerful marketing piece you have? Anyone know? Well, I'm talking to you guys. You can't talk back, right? Well, I'll tell you guys the answer. It's handwritten notes. It's handwritten notes. They're super effective. Why? Because people see it, they touch it, they feel it. When's the last time you got a handwritten note, right? We rarely ever get them. So they cut through all the noise. Start sending 1, 2 handwritten notes a day out to your sphere and just watch what happens to your business after a year. The key is consistency over time. If you send 1 note, nothing happens and you quit, that's not giving this strategy a chance to work for you, okay? So there's 7 steps to a power note. Number 1, use unbranded cards. No real estate cards with you with a whole sold sign. You don't want that. Unbranded card, maybe just your initials. Use blue ink. Use words like you, not I. Make it about them, not you. Be specific. Find something to praise or thank them for, right, in the note. And then, think of a personal characteristic you want to improve yourself. And really, if you know people who have that characteristic, let them know, hey, I really respect this about you. I really admire this about you. And just send them a nice note and don't ask for anything in the note. You're not asking for referrals. You're just putting things out there. You also want to write rightly, which just means you want to slope it a little bit to the slope it a little bit when you write. Okay, hope that makes sense. And use a PS. The PS is very powerful. In the notes is, to give them, hey, by the way, in the PS, you could say something like, Hey, give me a call this week. I'd love to catch up, right? Something that's going to help to get your phone to ring, right? So you want to send these notes out, send them out, and you're going to see what happens. And now you're interacting, you're networking, you're talking with live people. And some of those people either are going to buy or sell real estate or know people are going to buy or sell real estate. Okay. Social media, I want to touch on that a little bit, that you can incorporate that to get more referrals. Also, a few do's is don't talk about home so much, right? Most people buy over 6 or 7 years. Use the 80-20 rule. Make it 80% social, 20% about real estate. Okay. Content could be behind the scenes in your business, what you take to a closing, client stories, motivational posts. There's fun national days. Go to National Day, just Google it and then find a fun national day and do a funny video about that. Local events, restaurant reviews, interview local businesses, consistency. You want to post daily or at least weekly. Don't talk about politics, please. Half the people disagree with you. You're not going to change anyone's mind. So again, if you want to do it, that's fine. But if you're trying to get business, I personally don't want to eliminate half the marketplace, right? Avoid controversial topics like drugs and alcohol and stuff like that if you can. Calls, you got to make calls, guys. If you want more referrals, you have to make your phone calls. And if you're being reluctant to make calls, it's really because you're thinking about yourself. What can I get out of this? I need a deal. I need to pay my mortgage. I got to make some calls. But instead, if you think about, hey, what can I do to help these people, help people, it's easy to pick up the call because you're calling to thank them for past business or thank them that you know them. And hey, is there anything I can do for you? Do you need anything? Do you need a good painter? Anyone for your house? Because you're going to have a network of people. You're going to start to connect, right? You're calling to help. And by doing that, you're going to get back. You call and help them. Maybe they need a recommendation to connect people in your database that work together. Find out what they do for a living. Find out, hey, do you want referrals? Are you looking for business? What kind of business are you looking for? Right? And try to give yourself homework of something you can do for that person. I'm telling you, if you give, it's going to come back to you. There's something called RAW. It stands for reason, appreciation, and help. And basically, you're calling for the reason of helping them and appreciating them. That's what you're calling them. Thank you, and how can you help? All right. So, what's a good reason to call? There's a bunch of them. It could be just thinking of you. I was driving by your neighborhood. I know, and I thought of you. I watched the game last night. I know you love that team. They won. Time change, closing date anniversary is a good one. Birthdays is a good one. On your birthday, most people, what do? Facebook, text message. Nobody picks up the phone anymore. In fact, no one called me last year, my birthday. Not a single call, 0 calls, right? So everyone's messaging me. So when I got a call, if I get a call, would it stand out? Heck yeah, it would stand out. Don't think it's weird to call. Call. And you're not asking for business. You're just wishing them a happy birthday, right? It's very, very powerful. And again, if you want the whole list of these things, just go to topagentachievers.com. I'm sorry, Top Agent Achievers on YouTube. I apologize. And you can see the entire video of all the slides. Rate yourself, get better on each call. And really, guys, that's part one of how to create a referral exposing your business. It's too much to go into one episode. So on the next episode, I'm going to share some more tips and tricks to get more business, create a referral explosion. Thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate you guys. And I will talk to you guys next time.
That's a wrap on another episode of the Top Agent Achievers Podcast. We're incredibly thankful for your presence and commitment to our shared pursuit of excellence in real estate. If today's episode inspired you, please leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform and share our podcast with anyone in your circle who might also benefit. As a thank you, after leaving a review, shoot a text to Ramsey at 248-613-9044. He's ready to offer you an exclusive bonus resource packed with his latest cutting-edge marketing strategies. Also, if you or anyone you know needs to be pre-approved to buy a home or are considering a refinance, reach out to Ramsey directly at 248-613-9044. Until next time, continue to learn, implement, and achieve. We'll see you at the top.
Hey, this is Ramsey Faraj. Welcome again to Top Agent Achievers. Today we're